Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. This is Diane at Rose Haven Yarn Shop in Picton. I'm sorry you're swaying a bit. My phone is on a little pod and I just touched it to start it and now it's sort of wiggling. So I'm just going not to lay on the table, not for you guys to just go and that I'm going to be bopping like this for my little segment on Thanksgiving weekend. So, how are you, everyone? It's nice. It's very, very windy today. Fall, I think, is getting here. We had a beautiful sunny week. It was just gorgeous. Can't believe I was still kayaking at the beginning of the week. It was that nice and that hot, like even with my bathing suit, not even shorts and sweater or anything, right? It was that nice and hot. Today, no way, Jose. My son stopped by this morning and says, "Mom, kayaking today?" There was white caps and anyway, I'm not here to talk about kayaking. I'm here to talk about wool. It was a very good week for me because I always, it's nice to get back into the adrenaline of classes and new project. And I'm like a kid in a candy shop. Once I start, it's just go, go, go. And yeah, I'm having lots of fun. Um, a few things I wanted to share with you. It's something I haven't even shown Leslie, so she'll probably see it on this first, but I will show it to her. One of the lady that do come to class does work in a bookshop, and she got her hand on a journal. So I know the lettering is going to be backwards on you, um, but so it's called my knitting journal, and mainly what it does is, and I'll show you the inside, is you're able to put a project for each page. So for me, I always love to put the wool that I'm using, literally little pieces of wool. So I just put it on a piece of paper. Usually I like to put it on a cardboard, or even, and I'll show you on this one, I like to put it on one of the labels. So the shawl that I was showing you last week about the Smoresburg, and remember I couldn't find my pattern. Well, I just found it. It was one in one of the basket. So one of the label, I put all the letters because there was one, two, three, four, five, six. There was seven different colors, and I just put a hole in it, and I put a little piece. And at the same time, this was one of the trip that I did back home. I always like to get some yarn when I go anywhere and everywhere. It's just fun. And then it's sort of a memento because it's part of your garment and you know where you got it. So, and at the same time, I just sort of kept the label. But that little book is very, very nice. The modification you're doing to the pattern, you can put it in. So I did add them on. This was the gradient descent, the one that I did for me. I did one for Leslie to showcase her yarn. I did one for me showcasing her yarn again, but I made it bigger. I wanted mine to have more length to it, and the changes I was able to put it in my book. So it's mainly, like we're changing page, it's just changing the color, but the inside is the same. And at the end, there is, good information if you want to change the size, and on this page about the laundry symbols, that if you want to add your own little label to the product that you're giving away, that you can add the symbols. It's got the knitting needle, it's got a ruler, and I thought there was abbreviation. I think it could be at the beginning. Let me just double check. Oh, and at the beginning of the book, you've got your yarn stash. I think I would need a book as big as this just to put my stash. But yeah, so you write it in. But I was sure that there was, hmm, it's got to be here because I think I saw it just with the symbol of, but I guess not. Very nice, nice little journal. Again, I will show it to Leslie to see if she can get some in because I think it's it's a must. And sorry. Yeah, it's a very cool one, I've got to admit, and so far so good. And I'm not gonna go back into the old project to try to fit them in. I'm starting from this point on to continue on. Okay, I've got to confess. I love to knit Stephen West. He's got this thinking that is different to just add texture and stitches, and yeah, he's just so much fun to knit. And yes, I am busy with the classes, and he had a mystery knit along that was starting this week. I was so proud of myself. I did not sign in. It's like, no, 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 if I want to knit him, I'll knit him later. Like, I don't have to be part of this. And but I do love the mystery knit along because it sort of brings you clues every week, and you don't know what it's going to be, and you only know what yarn to buy, in the sense of he's sort of telling you, like, this one he needs a 4 color. And so it's like, no, I'm resisting. And yesterday morning, a friend texted me that, hey, have you started the Stephen West mystery knit along? And I said, no, I was so good. I did not buy it. I didn't sign for it or anything. And she said, well, I did. And it was like, oh no, that was sort of the drop that just made me, okay, that's it. So yesterday morning, I went on Ravelry, and it's called Geo Gradient. Um, and it does give you that sort of review that he's going to give us 1 clue a week. And yeah, so I went in, bought the pattern, and texted my friend to say, okay, I bought it. And then she says, okay, what color are you going to use? It's like, okay, give me 5 seconds. I'm going to go into my stash. So I, again, with wool that I discovered this summer, so I'm going to go, it needs 4 colors. So either you start with light going into dark of the same, or changing, but in the same essence that you want to escalate the color. So I'm going with, it's very similar to the Alton, in the sense that it's entre Sœur Hélène again, which is sort of a, I think the color is called Abracadabra. So it's got a little bit of specks everywhere. And then this is a Madeline Tosh that, when I did order some of the gnomes through Jimmy Bean, and so this is 1, this is 2. My third one, did I put it as a third? Yeah. I went with a nice forest green, and that was Feisty Fiber. We did at a big sale last year of Feisty Fiber, so I just grabbed that one, thinking of, if I'm making gnomes, this is such a good forest color. And then one of the Biscuit Beet, that was the color. It's called Betterave in French, but it's beet. So this is my 4 colors. And okay, the big thing is, when my friend texted me, she said, "Did you have the new version or the old version?" And I said, "I don't know what you're talking about." So there was a bit of controversy. There's somebody that noticed that in the first clue that he gave, it did look like something that, yeah, that, and I don't want to say what. It's just, so he changed the clue completely. And so I'm part of the second clue. Well, the first clue, but I'm going to say second version. And so it makes a square. So the beginning, we start with the Emily Ocker cast on, which is a crochet cast on. So you do have your yarn, and you're making a circle with your yarn. And what happens is you are casting on to the outside of that yarn. If you don't know what an Emily Hawker cast on is, do come, guys, in about a month at the knit retreat in Belleville. I'll be one of the teacher over there. I'm very excited about it. And there is a full workshop just on cast on. So if there's, if mainly everybody know about that one, I'm just going to keep on going. And as that's my goal, is to show you guys as many cast on as I can into that window of the workshop. And yeah, I think it's going to be super cool. But anyway, the Geo Gradient does start with an Emily Ocker cast on at the beginning. So we're making 8, which what it does, and I didn't close it. So close your eyes. If you're making this knit along, and you haven't done it, just close your eyes and just follow my voice. So, because I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but if you're not doing it, we are going to make a square. So I am not done. There is, so my A, B, C, D color. So this is one repeat. There's a second repeat. Then we're going to do A, B, and then we're stopping for next week. But the Emily Ocker, what it does is the center over there, the beauty of it is when you pull on the string, it's sort of a live cast on, it totally closes it up. And then, funny enough, I did send this because some of the gnomes that we were doing, we were starting at the base, and I did send sort of a, a cuckoo to Sarah Shira to tell her that would be such a good cast on for some of your gnome because, but yeah, it is busier to do, and it is a bit of, finicky to start to learn it. But once you know it, it's there for life. It's like anything else. The more you practice, the more fun it is. And it's nice the fact that you can just sort of zip it and it's super tight and super close. So yeah, so I'll keep you up to date to this one. Um, today I should do the first glue should be done. This is totally a TV knit, in the sense that it's segments of four, and it's the same thing. You're just changing color, and he's again teaching you the weave and Steven, which I did for the new color that I am introducing, and the second tail of the old one. I'm doing the if you follow crazy sock lady, crazy lady sock, no, crazy sock lady. She does do a lot of sock, introducing new colors, and at the same time, she's showing us how to finish that end of the color underneath you. And it's when she's finishing a row. So anyway, those are all be tits and bits that I'll just be adding on at the knitting retreat or when you come to class. This is sort of the things that if it's there, I'm able to show it to you, and it's always nice to be able to teach. In the new things, I do have a few students doing many different things. So I have to, this is the way that I love to teach, is I love to do it ahead of time. So this way, if the pattern is busier or if the pattern is harder, I have done this step and it's a lot easier to decipher. One of the example was the Cloudlessly by Isabel Kramer. The back of it is honestly so nice. The pattern seems simple enough, but at the same time, it's a very busy pattern. Sometimes you do have a whole paragraph like this length of it, and it's only for one row. And sometimes you've got three lines that is going to be there for 14 rows, right? So the pattern needs just some love and care at the beginning, but if I do it in advance, I can help you navigate through it. And I love to use color. I'll get it out of the pocket because the reflection is always, I know. So again, it's going to be upside down. But what I want to showcase to you is even me, when I do a pattern, this pattern does not have a grid. I love to work with grid, but sometimes with Word, what happens is if a paragraph is this long, if you're doing the action of making one and blah, 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 then when your eyes go back to the pattern, you don't know where you're at. So I do have little tricks and stuff to help you personalize the pattern so it's easier when your eyes go back to the paper that you know exactly, because I did different colors of different things. So this guy, funny enough, I got the needle out because it's the same size needle that I needed to do the shawl, the knit along. So look at this. This is the back. It's so pretty. And yes, it's cabling. And it's a whole section in the middle of the back that's going down. This wool is, again, I took the Malabrigo sock, and it's in the color, I'm going to say burnt orange. I did, started last week with reconciliation weekend. So it was sort of perfect. This is going to be, well, I lost it because my daughter saw it and she was like, "Oh, are you doing this for me?" And it's like, of course. So this one I'm going to lose. But it's a little V. It's not a V neck very deep. It's just there, very subtle. I'll show it to you again. So, but it is in the shape of a V-ish, closer to the neck. And you can make it short sleeve or you can make it long sleeve. So this one is going to be a long sleeve one. Very nice to knit. So the I'm almost at the point of leaving the sleeves alone. You do are protecting for a long time a single stitch between two markers, and at one point you're just opening up to create this shoulder cap. Very, very well written. Again, it's the this is the Cloudlessly by Isabel Kramer. Just a beauty to knit. The other one, I did have somebody that made the Elton as a cardigan, and I am making the Elton as a pullover, which is you're doing so many rows of wool and so many rows of mohair. So it's a combination. It's so simple that it's like, you're kidding me. That's sort of it. I'm at this stage now that it's going to honestly be a TV knit. The beginning, yes, it's busier because you need to do some short rows. I do recommend to do the German short rows that are the one that you're sort of strangling. You're pulling onto your yarn to show two legs on top. Doesn't leave any, I'm going to say, print step, because sometimes when you are doing some wrap and turns, it does create holes. And when the Weekender was very, very popular, I sort of needed to go on a hunt to find an other way to do those wrap and turns, because I didn't like the effect into the Weekender that you can see sort of a hole. It wasn't very visible, but there is a difference. So, but this one with the wrap and turn is, as you get to that stitch, you're turning. You need to have the yarn in front of you, and then you're sort of pulling across, leaves out two legs there. I do put a stitch marker because you never remember where that stitch is, and then you go back to it. But this is going to be like a cloud. Again, this one's going to be a little bit longer than 3/4 sleeve, and it's so light. The mohair makes it very, very um, drapey and loose. It's kind of a boxer, like a squarish box fit. It's not fitted at all, and it's not that it's different. That's what the pattern does tell you regardless. I think I did not realize that because the way she wears it, she sort of tucks it at the front. I'll show you again the bottom portion. So see, she wears it inside her pants. So my eyes did not clue in that this was sort of a um, yeah, a box fit. Trying to hunt, but this picture is better. This picture here, she does show it that, it goes. So it goes down. That's all it does. Is once you get to a certain point, and I did, let me just double check. Yeah, my sleeves are done. So now I'm going down. So from under the armpit, you're just literally just knitting in around until you're at the ribbing part, and then it's just to pick up the stitches, because this is left here, this is going to be coming down the arm. And yeah, yeah, very, very nice knitting. The other thing, probably next week, the butterfly will be started. I honestly don't remember by the top of my head right now what's the designer, but it's a beautiful, if you just type butterfly into your Ravelry, it's a super beautiful. Again, I saw it in Coburg when we did the knit crawl from our store and the other one, and it was just stunning. It was up there. It was like, wow. It's always been in my stash of pattern to do, and yeah, it's going on the needles. And I did show you last week the color that I picked for, but it should go on the needle this week because these ones will be sort of enough ahead that I can sort of leave them comfortably. And yeah, that's going to be, I think, into my plan. But I'm still working on all the goodies that I want to have ready for the knit retreat for you guys that are coming and spend some time with me. The other thing today, I am wearing my Nelshina. Nelshina was a beautiful um, you knit it as a sweater, and you do have steaks stitches in the middle, and when you're ready you just chop 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 chop. And funny enough, it was in the store for the longest time in one of the mannequin, and this morning it just came back to the house because we are changing the model that we have in the store. So it was in my bin, and in the summer you don't wear it. It was made, this one, with this Scout. Yeah, because I'm looking over there. Because yeah, so it was made with Scout, so it's very warm. So this summer I didn't put it on, and then I put it this morning. It was like, oh, you know what? It was coolish, so it's like, that's gonna be a sort of a perfect sweater, cardigan to put on. And I said to my husband, you know what? I think it's the first time that I'm putting it on. And he said, well, you've got so many. How can you remember that is the first time you're putting it in or putting it on? And I said, you know what? That's because of this. Because if I would have put it on before, I would have remembered that I still have for both sleeves, actually. Yeah, because so for the longest time, because we did do pockets onto this. I'm just going to stand so you can see it. But we did do pockets over there, and I remember that I didn't tuck in for the longest time the inside of those pockets. And yes, it's just me. I love to, because I had yarn, right? So the inside of this pocket is burgundy, and the inside of the pocket is beige, and it goes with the color of the nail sheena. So again, super, it was so much fun. It was a big group of us that did the Nelshina at the same time. And since then, I did have student. And yes, I did add for the sleeve. This is not part of the pattern, but I add the yarn. So it's like, how can I make this a little bit more mine? So I just added some of the color for the wrist. But yeah, today these are going back in, and no, it's very nice. It was the perfect morning to wear it, and yeah, I do love it. So I'm just going to bring you guys closer because I do have two people that wrote something in, and I would love to answer to them if I can before. Um, Let me just go this way. Here we go. Oh, well, thank you very much for everyone to oh, happy Thanksgiving to you too, Nancy. And yeah, for me, I always want to talk to you guys, but the phone is very small, and when the writing is happening, I would have to try to do this video on the iPad, and maybe I can see the writing more. Or I need somebody in the store with me just to be able to say, "Oh, so and so said so and so," but because I make you wobbly when I do it this way. Anyway, in my back here, you see Leslie's been busy. She's been dyeing more yarn. She's doing such a beautiful job. We love to knit her stuff, and her yarn. It's just so, so gorgeous. So on that note, I'm going to wish you guys a super Thanksgiving. I will see you next Sunday. And on that note, bye.